There's something powerful happening in your spirit right now, and I need you to hear this clearly. You are not wrong. You are not overreacting. And you are absolutely not bitter. What you did, walking away, cutting ties, going silent, that was not pettiness. It was survival, it was self-respect, it was sacred alignment with your higher self and the purpose over your life. You've been wrestling with guilt, questioning your choices, replaying conversations in your head, wondering if you could have done more. But I'm here to confirm, you did what was necessary. Necessary for your sanity, necessary for your peace, necessary for your elevation. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is walk away from what doesn't nurture your soul. You forgave, yes. You released the bitterness. You prayed for their healing, but you knew deep within that reconnection wasn't part of your journey. That doesn't make you heartless. It makes you discerning. It means you value your energy enough not to keep it in the hands of those who broke it. Just because you healed doesn't mean you're called to return. Growth doesn't always mean reunion. Sometimes the lesson is forgive, grow, and go. You don't need to reopen a door to prove your compassion, especially when that door led to rooms that shattered your spirit. And let's be honest, what they did? That was betrayal, period. It wasn't a slip-up or a misunderstanding. It was intentional. They knew what they were doing. They twisted your words. They misrepresented your heart. And then they watched the chaos unfold while pretending it wasn't their fault. Now that time has passed, you might feel tempted to second-guess your distance. But let me remind you, time does not cleanse betrayal. Silence doesn't rewrite truth. Just because they're quiet now doesn't mean the wound didn't cut deep. You left to protect something sacred, your peace. It wasn't just one person either. It was the whole group. The ones who stayed silent. The ones who watched it happen and said nothing. Silence can be just as loud as betrayal. And when a lie is backed by a crowd, it turns into a weapon meant to destroy reputations and delay purpose. That wasn't gossip. It was spiritual warfare. A coordinated attempt to dim your light. And the ones who participated? They knew it wasn't true. But it served their jealousy, their fear, their insecurity. They used the power of influence to try and shape a false reality around you. And some people believed them, not because it was true, but because it was repeated enough times to sound like it could be. But truth doesn't need echo chambers. It just needs time. And your truth is standing tall now, even while the crowd that co-signed the lie is shrinking in shame. Your choice to disconnect wasn't a punishment. It was protection. You weren't being dramatic, you were being discerning. You knew something spiritual was off. And that feeling, that inner pull, that was sacred guidance pulling you away from people who were never aligned with your destiny. These people didn't just wound your ego. They came for your assignment. They tried to discredit your voice, your essence, your light. They didn't attack what they saw. They attacked what you were becoming. And when people can't control your elevation, they'll often try to destroy your character. Some of them were even close to the blessing. They could have grown with you, but instead of celebrating your growth, they chose to sabotage it. They rejected the oil and the alignment you carried, not realizing they were rejecting their own access to elevation. And let's be clear, you didn't cut them off out of pride. You stepped away out of clarity. Your peace became too precious to leave in the hands of those who played with your trust. You chose boundaries. You chose healing. And you chose yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean reunion. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the weight, not returning to the trap. It means saying, I'm no longer carrying this. But it doesn't mean saying, I'll let you do it again. Some of them still haven't apologized. They haven't owned what they did, and their silence speaks volumes. That silence isn't peace. It's pride. It's avoidance. It's refusal to take accountability. And you're not obligated to engage with someone who still pretends it never happened. You are not cruel for protecting your heart. You are not bitter for saying enough. You are not unforgiving for choosing distance. You are wise. You are whole. You are finally aligned with what brings you life, not what drains it. And if guilt tries to creep in again, remind yourself of the truth. You chose peace over chaos. You chose to guard what was sacred. You chose to break agreement with dishonor. That is not weakness, that is power. Your discernment is divine. Your boundaries are blessed. And the life you're rebuilding now? It's pure, it's elevated, it's protected. Don't let nostalgia reopen doors that were closed for your survival. They might not understand it. They may talk, they may twist the story, but deep down they know, they feel the shift, and you don't need to explain it. Your silence is loud. Your peace is loud. Your glow is louder. Keep walking forward. Keep protecting your space. Keep choosing you. Because your clarity is your compass. Your boundaries are your shield. And your healing is non-negotiable. You did the right thing. And heaven agrees. And now repeat this prayer with me. I affirm today that my peace is sacred, and my boundaries are not just preferences. They are divinely aligned protections. I no longer negotiate my peace for the sake of comfort or familiarity. What drains me, I release. What dishonors me, I walk away from. I give thanks for the quiet strength that allowed me to step away from situations, people, and patterns that no longer served my growth. What once felt like loss, I now see as liberation. May I always remain sensitive to the voice of discernment, that sacred knowing that cuts through confusion and guides my steps with clarity. Even when others try to distract me, gaslight me, or wrap their intentions in manipulation, may I remain attuned to divine truth. I no longer second-guess the wisdom that tells me to pause, to distance, to choose differently. My intuition is not a suggestion, it is a sacred tool. I release now the need to explain my healing to those who refuse to understand my pain. I do not owe closure to those who handed me chaos. My path to healing is mine alone. I walk it not for approval, but for peace. I stand rooted in the truth of who I am and what I deserve. I am no longer bound by guilt, shame, or silence. My healing is not a debate. It is a decision I honor every day. May I never again doubt the wisdom that called me into solitude. The quiet seasons were never punishment. They were preparation. They kept me safe from what I wasn't meant to carry. I send compassion to those who hurt me, not to reopen the door, but to fully close it. Forgiveness does not mean returning, it means releasing, without reattaching to what was broken. And so I bless every step I take forward, knowing that each one is a move deeper into alignment. My spirit remains calm, protected, and fully anchored as I continue to elevate. I declare that peace, clarity, and self-respect will guide me through every season to come. I walk with grace, with wisdom, and with the quiet knowing that I am not behind. I am exactly where I am meant to be. Amen.